So we have a situation. We're just getting close to recovering too, but fire wiped out our entire town. Everything's gone. Absolutely lost the town hall. We lost the market. I think that killed our town right there. I can't imagine a way to come back from this. Oh my gosh. Oh. And there goes the trader too, so they escaped. Yeah. This is a whole situation. So, what are we gonna do? How do we fix this? Gosh, I'm not even sure how to go forward with this. I mean, we've lost everything. Oh, and we were just starting to recover too. I was gearing up to actually start recording, being like, yeah, we're coming back, recovering from that one disaster. Oh man. Well, it's been an interesting episode. I feel like we've really gotten like punished in some ways for I don't know what for, but and that hurt food stores. Oh man, oh that's bad. Look how many homeless we. Well, we're gonna have more than that, but oi, I. Honestly, I think like at this point, I'm not gonna ban this town. I think we can recover from this, but we can no longer think of this as our town center. It's toast. It's gonna take resources that we don't have to rebuild. So at this point, it's almost like we just are hunting and gather. Well, oh, how do we come back from this? Well, I'm gonna have a think on it. Just a little one, kind of like see if there's any because we haven't even rebuilt this. I mean, yeah, we just lost like every building. Oof. Well, yay. Yeah, be sure to tune in next time. We'll probably be either attempting to rebuild this or, gosh, I might even start over. I don't know. That is hard to come back from. We didn't lose our gathering huts, which is good. Means we still have food, but this is gonna be really hard to come back from. I think because there's just not much I can do at this point except if we got this bridge built and we have the labor pool. We don't have the labor pool either. Is the issue. Well, I think it's gonna be a really slow rebuilding process, rebuilding process. Basically, my theory is that we'll continue what I was doing to grow it and just keep putting people into all the available food jobs. And I don't know. We might have to accept that we might have to give up on one of the achievements. We might have to give up on isolationist because at this point, I think the only way we come back from this is we have to get a large population to fill in these quarries so we have enough stone to rebuild. And the only way to support a large population like that would be with farming. I don't know. I mean, I'd hate to have to restart and play, say, with disasters turned off. And that feels kind of cheap. It feels like, the disasters should be like part of the base game. So it's just that we got really punished by them. A series of really bad ones. I mean, not only did we have that storm come through and wipe out two of our gathering nodes, this fire was the biggest fire I've ever seen, and I mean it part of it was I don't think we had like enough wells and stuff, but man, I mean, look, that's the whole town. That's I'd imagine that would take about 1,000 stone to rebuild, and we just don't have it. We don't have access to it. I have an idea for it, like one thing we could do. And the good news is, right, we didn't lose our most of our fishing. And we lost some, but we didn't lose this one and this one, which is good. I really hate losing the town hall because that lets us know information we need to know, like whether or not we're running out of food. But here's my theory for how we can potentially rebuild. And we aren't even gonna get nomads either. Yeesh. Basically, fill in our food jobs, and once that gets full, we'll keep people on labor and have them focus on picking up any available resources that they can get. We'll also prioritize this bridge, because if we can get that bridge built with, say, the little bit of stone lying around, then we can get even more stone on this side of the river. So I think if we do that, maybe we can recover. But I know it hasn't been much of an episode. Like I was really all geared up to come back and say, "Hey, look, we recovered," and then this happens. Oh man, it's so gnarly. That's really just bad. I'm half tempted to actually go and like honestly reclaim like all the housing in this area. I think when you reclaim, you do get a little bit back. And so my whole theory is, right, we reclaim the stuff that it's easy to tell, okay, that's a house that goes in there. We reclaim it, and get like a whole bunch of extra wood and stone and stuff, and kind of rebuild somewhere else. Like more dispersed, more spread out, like get this built, for instance. And then later on, I can come back and rebuild up the town center. I don't really want to reclaim every building, because if I reclaim like the market and stuff, I think I might forget what went here and there, etc. You know, and then we'd have to like replan the whole town out, and I don't like that idea. I'd rather like just focus. We're gonna get like, especially the wooden houses, because like I'm not sure. I'm gonna actually look up and see like if you remove a burned down building, if you get some materials from that. If you don't, then we'll just leave it be and have it kind of burned down. But like the old way, like the old devastated town, and all the survivors had to go and rebuild somewhere else. I don't know. That's one of the challenges of the game, though. You know, if you want to play without disaster zone, be my guest. I like to. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, but I do feel that is part of the game. So sometimes it's really a tragic part of it. Like sometimes you kind of question like why it is that the disasters seem to happen when you're already recovering from other disasters, but that happens in real life too. I mean, plenty of times, like there's been an earthquake followed by a tsunami, or like a hurricane will hit shortly after a big fire ran through a town. You know, like these kind of things happen, and I'm hoping that we can recover from it. I'm concerned. I'm not sure it's going to be entirely possible, but we have a couple of stuff going for us. We do have quite a bit of food saved up, and we didn't lose any of our food buildings except for this fisherman. So we might be okay. Although some people are showing that they're hungry now. I'm not sure. We'll see. We might hit some more starvation, which is a real shame because we're just starting to get all the students were just kind of almost done their education. We're gonna have like 40 new laborers who are all well educated, and we would have been well on our way to recovery. But you know, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, and you gotta take your lumps. Like, yeah. Anywho, I will get back to you. I'm gonna go do some research on potential ways to recover from this, and I want to see if removing a burned building gets you resources and all that. So I'm gonna have to go and take a little think on it and come back and we'll see what happens. Just we might. I mean, we did. The good news is it seems like every playthrough, I get a few more of those achievements unlocked. So if we can't recover from this, uh, we might have to start again. But at least this time we managed to get almost all the achievements done. And if we have to restart again, what I might do is, well, I don't know. The rebuilding phase is kind of fun too. So we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can recover this. So I really do. I don't want to have another series where it's like, oh, we have to start over. We got banished from the thing. It was fun once, but twice that's a little extreme. So anyway, I'm gonna actually call it here. It's kind of a bummer note to end it on, but I need to do some research. I need to think about it a bit before we continue. Considering the fact that this is a very major problem to come our way. So I'm going to see what I can do to recover this. If it's hopeless, if it's like something that we aren't really going to recover from, then I'll have to. I'll like if we do restart, we might kind of forego going after what is it? I'll find it. One with nature. And we might skip that one. This one's gonna give me a lot of trouble, and it gets to the point where it's just so frustrating that you don't really want to bother with it. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a shame too because I can't show you because we lost our town hall, but we were kind of doing like we're definitely on the way to recovery. I was actually feeling really confident about the possibility of reaching that 400 mark, and then this comes around and brings around a cloud of rain on our parade. So we're gonna end it with that really kind of tragic we'll zoom in a bit and look at the devastation. Just ooh man, that would almost be a good little screenshot actually. Yeah. Well, let me get quick done. Oh man, that is a bummer though. Look at that, absolute devastation. Pretty much our entire marketplace, the majority of our houses, the town hall, very expensive stone buildings. Maybe in the future I might plan it out so that instead of having them all kind of near each other, we spread them out even more, or put them in. The town hall, I don't think you need the town hall in the center of town. You could have just, if it was out in the boonies somewhere, here, it would have been fine. And buildings like that are like churches and stuff. I'm thinking my city design of having stuff close together and compact is backfiring because, it seems like that if one fire can get that out of control, building your city really close in then almost presents like a disadvantage. I like it because it makes it more efficient for, say, moving stuff between the market and your blacksmith or something. But it's also hilarious that the one building that survived is the one that has yet to really produce anything of value. Stupid blacksmiths. I have yet to make enough tools this entire playthrough. It's and I can't. It's because I can't get enough iron. I just can't. I need 2 iron mines running with 30 people in each. It's the only way to get ahead on the iron, and I can't afford to do that when I'm doing this hunting and gathering nonsense. So we'll see. I'm gonna look do some research on this. Maybe see if I can find some strategies online for kind of recuperating after a really devastating fire. So we'll come back and be stronger than ever. And if we have to rebuild, we have to rebuild. But restart. We have to restart. I don't think we do. I think we can actually make a comeback from this. It's gonna be a number of years, and unfortunately, we're going to miss out on some of the You know, we're basically gonna have to hit the reset button on getting the 50,000 wood, because I don't think we're gonna make it now. It's already year 80. The last time I checked the wood production, we're a little bit under 40,000. We're like 36. So unless, like, I mean, maybe it's feasible if we clear cut everything, but I don't think I'm gonna be in a position to really do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's just about turned 80, and it's a shame because if not for this fire, I mean, we were starting to recover completely, and I think we would have started hitting the really upward trend on our exponential curve. And once that happened, I feel like we could have pushed to 400, especially with still we were still like 4,000 food production ahead. Like we were doing really well. And now see the starvation now, because I think what happened is like all the food stores got burned out. So all these people who were going to go grab a meal are like, oh no, my house burned down. So did my food. And they have nowhere to go. So we're going to have like another round of terrible, terrible starvation. You know, and just, it's going to be really hard to recover from that. And it's bumming me out. And we still haven't rebuilt this. I mean, I don't think it's feasible to get a comeback, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna read about, like, maybe make an effort, maybe like record, and if it doesn't work out, just not bother to release the recording. We'll see. I think though that is a really nasty hit, and so bad that it might not be possible to come back from it. But yeah, unfortunately, like these things happen. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and yeah, it's a bummer note to end on, but I need to go and do some research on this, see what I can, like, if there's any hope of recovery, and if there is, yeah, we'll push for it, see what happens. But I mean, we lost everything. It just there's nothing left. There's nothing. We lost any kind of, like, we lost our town center, like any kind of happiness building, like the tavern. And just, yeah, and all those towns, all that food storage. We don't even have a tailor anymore. Every single tailor got burned down. So, yeah. And this might cause me to change my building design in the future. Like, I might actually assume that fires are going to happen and that they're going to be pretty bad, and kind of spread out stuff like where I put my blacksmiths, for instance, and all that, because yeah, this was oof. And it's a shame. Like I'm honestly, like, I've never seen fires get this out of control. I think the problem is, like, you need a bunch of laborers around to do the bucket brigade, and no one was around to do that, so it just kept going and going. So, anywho, I'm gonna end on that sort of bummer note, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Anywho. How many times can I say anywho in one sentence? You all have a good one, and thanks for tuning in. And like, comment, subscribe. Oh, anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.